Oh baby, Granblue Fantasy Relink, are we actually ever going to get a release date? It might be finally happening. It looks like it'll be happening. A release date has also been teased, and we'll be talking all about that. Those third-party exclusives, man, that might be heating up very, very soon. A lot of details has been coming out about that, but it looks like Sony is going to be at the forefront of acquiring these exclusivity deals. We'll be talking all about that, and a new game in the Remedy connected universe is already in the works. We'll talk that at the end of this video, but Granblue Fantasy Relink news set for Granblue Fantasy Festival 2020, and a release date has been teased. Side Games will share the latest information on Granblue Fantasy Relink at Granblue Fantasy Fest 2020, which will run from December 11th to 13th. Director Tetsuya Fukuhara said during the Granblue Fantasy Summer 2020 special. Development is going well, Fukuhara added. The following slide was shown, which teases Granblue Fantasy Festival 2020 as the place where a release date for the long-in-development action RPG will be announced. According to Fukuhara, the image is an in-game screenshot that looks fantastic. This is a game, dude, I've been talking about this game for seemingly years, maybe it's been like 3 years. I feel like it's been 3 years. Maybe it's been a little bit less than that. Feels like goddamn 3 years because I've been so excited for the game, but I just didn't know if it was ever going to come to fruition. I thought, like, you know, Platinum Games fell out of development, but the game was still in development, and then I was like, oh boy, what's going to happen? Is it going to end up being a PS5 game? But it looks like we're going to get some information rather soon about this game. Visually, it looks absolutely stunning. And the gameplay looked quite good as well. Granblue has been a pretty notable IP in Japan for a long time. Obviously hasn't gained much traction over here stateside, but this is one that I think could really make the franchise explode over here. I mean, Granblue Fantasy and Jrpgs in general have been better and better received across a wider array of different gamers. It's not really a niche genre anymore. I mean, you still get niche Jrpgs like Sakura Wars, but then you look at a game like FF7 Remake. Yeah, I know, a little bit of an outlier there, but FF7 Remake sold incredibly well. You're talking about games like Trials of Mana selling well. You're talking about games like, what's it called? Tales of Arise. Totally blanked on that one. Tales of Arise has a lot of hype behind it. I think JRPGs are doing rather well. Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal seemingly did very well, so I think Granblue Fantasy Relink has the opportunity to do very well from a commercial standpoint, as long as it delivers from a quality standpoint. And I'm confident that Side Games is going to be able to offer that, and I think this is going to end up being a great game. Alright, next up, most third-party publishers have been approached for PlayStation 5 deals. Over the past few days, we have started to learn about a lot of PS5 games getting exclusivity deals. We know that Marvel's Avengers, Spider-Man, we talked about it earlier, but it looks like it's gonna be pretty crazy as far as the third-party exclusive announcement. Speaking on the Reset Era forums, Kinda Funny is Imran Khan provided with some new information regarding the PlayStation 5 deals he talked about yesterday, saying that there isn't a major third-party publisher that Sony hasn't approached. That's crazy. If they've literally contacted every major third party, that's an insane stat, or just an insane report. He noted there isn't a major third party out there Sony failed to approach, asking what kind of deals they could work out. Some had content, some had games, some had content and games. It's not like Microsoft was not willing to offer, they just didn't want to pay the asking price because Sony approached them with pretty high numbers in the first place. Whoa! Seems like Sony really knows that they want to sell this game on the basis of having exclusive content on their platform. Obviously, that's what's going to win the console war, but there's also a balancing act of, you know, are you spending too much money to acquire these deals? I mean, if we're talking about Final Fantasy 16 and games like that being exclusive to PlayStation 5, they're not going to let that go for a pretty penny. You're kidding yourself if you think Square Enix is just going to let FF16 be a PS5 timed exclusive for a year, or, God forbid, a just full-on exclusive without a significant offer from Sony. But it does seem like Sony is going to go this route. I'm not a fan of it. You guys know how I feel, and I do understand that there is going to be a lot of heat over on social media. I mean, Twitter's ablaze right now. If you go on Twitter, I mean, when isn't Twitter ablaze, like I've said? But Twitter is especially ablaze over the Avengers news, and it's significant Avengers content, and if this is just the tip of the iceberg, if it's just going to get worse, if we're talking about major games being locked out of other platforms, man, are people going to be upset about this. But I think Sony thinks that they need this, they need to do this in order to win. Look, Microsoft is not going to go down without a fight this generation. They've acquired a lot of studios. Game Pass is a sick offer. It's a sick deal. But if you're talking about PlayStation 5 just harvesting all of these games, if you're talking about the current first-party lineup and then you throw on third-party games with exclusive content or exclusive third-party games in general, that sounds a little bit dicey. That sounds a little bit insane, and I don't know how Microsoft is going to compete with that. I understand how they could. Is Game Pass going to be a compelling enough option? Are the first-party titles like Avowed, Halo Infinite, Fable, are those games going to be really good? A Forza Motorsport reboot, whatever they're calling it, but are those games going to be big? big enough and are they going to be good enough alongside Game Pass to just overwhelm Sony and them acquiring these third-party deals? That remains to be seen. And look, Microsoft got a fair share of third-party deals. They got Stalker 2, they got that Warhammer game, they got some third-party deals, but by the way that this is being, you know, verbalized, it makes it sound like Sony's going to end up getting a large portion of the third-party exclusives next generation, and the Avengers one is a major one. What's kind of sucks about the Avengers one is it really came to light last minute. I mean, Avengers is going to come out next month, and now we know about the game having this exclusive content on PlayStation 4. I wish they gave us a heads up a little bit earlier, but yeah, it's significant content. If that's going to be rolled out for games like Final Fantasy 16, where it could be a timed exclusive, if you're talking about, I don't know, Call of Duty, God forbid, being a timed exclusive on the PS5, like outright being a timed exclusive, we already know they have a solid partnership, but yeah, that would be a major thing unfolding, so definitely a story to keep an eye on. Alright, lastly, a new game in the Remedy Connected Universe is already in the works. A Remedy Connected Universe is on the way, and it will debut with Control's second expansion titled AWE and due for release later this month. However, that's only the tip of the proverbial iceberg. In a blog entry posted on the studio's official website, Sammy Antero Jarvi, more famously known as Sam Lake, the writer and creative director of Remedy, confirmed that the Finnish studio is already working on a new game in this Remedy Connected Universe. What took place in 2010 in Alan Wake is one of those cases that the Federal Bureau of Control has been investigating. The AWE expansion is the first official Remedy Connected Universe crossover event bringing more Alan Wake lore into Control, and this is just a humble beginning. We are already hard at work on a future Remedy game that also takes place in the same universe. That's exciting to me. I loved Control. I know some people weren't completely hot on it. I thought Control was an excellent game, and I loved Alan Wake back in 2010. Look, I dropped $60 on that game. The reason Alan Wake did not do well commercially was because people were not willing to drop $60. I dropped the $60 and I enjoyed that 7-hour campaign, and I enjoyed the DLC, and I enjoyed the standalone game that they also put out. But Alan Wake is awesome, Control is really good, and another expansion is something I'm going to check out. But a new game in the universe that's connected, that's pretty exciting, and I think that has a lot of promise. But that's going to conclude this video. Again, December 11th to 13th, we might finally get some Granblue fantasy information. Hopefully that happens sooner rather than later. But it does look like this is going to be some sort of 2021 release, so that'll be pretty cool if it does drop then. Hopefully early 2021. More third-party publishers have been approached for PS5 deals, and a new game in the Remedy Connected Universe is already in the works, so that's pretty exciting. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.